Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Wanted to come at you today with a base identification video. It's been a while since we put one of these on the channel, but one of the most valuable skills in Clash of Clans is the ability to look at a base, come up with a good plan for it, and then triple. Usually a triple will come from a good plan more than it will come from good execution. You know, a good plan, you can mess up a few different things along the way, but if you've picked the right strategy, coming from the right angle, you're much more likely to get the triple than a perfectly executed plan that isn't good for the base. So looking at this, we know that it is already hit by Richard. You can see it's got that 2-star there in the bottom right corner. Richard came at it with a hybrid, a Queen Walk hybrid attack. And the Queen Walk went in kind of a funny direction, if I remember his replay, which is part of the reason why it didn't end up in a triple. But just looking at it, because it's not a fresh hit, we know that the Tesla farm is down here, about where those orange dots are. And really, that's probably the main thing that we're looking at. He didn't have many air troops, and that's the army that we're looking at taking. And so traps, we weren't able to trigger too many of the black bombs to be able to look at, so I'll still be on the lookout for those. But he went with a hybrid. Looking at this base, though, even though hybrid is my personal favorite attack right now, and definitely the one that I'm the best at, I think there is so much zap value right here in the middle. We can see the eagle next to the clan castle, next to 2 air sweepers, next to 2 scatters. All of the expos are set to ground, both of the heroes up here, the king and the queen, are both easily suiable with 2 air defenses up there as well. And then down here is the champ, which might be a problem. We'll come to that in a minute. But overall, it looks like a great base for a Zaplalo. And I'm trying to get better at that one, trying to practice that one a lot more. So that's the strategy that we're planning on taking to this. And when you're looking at dropping your Quakes, we've got a few different options, or your Zaps, I mean, and the 1 Quake spell. Got a few different options if you're wanting to take out the clan castle. You can drop all of them over top of the eagle and the clan castle. And that would take out both of those units, but then really not much else. You'd have to drop your zaps about right in between them. They wouldn't reach anything else. Instead, what we're going to plan on doing is drop 2 zaps right about here to take out the, actually, 2 zaps right about here. And that should take out both sweepers, damage the scatter, and the clan castle. And then we're going to drop the rest of our zaps right there. And that's going to take out the scatter, the air defense, and then finish taking out the clan castle. And so that's where our zaps and our quakes are going to go. And it's going to make a nice big chunk of the base taken out right about there. And the plan is to take out both sweepers, to take out the 1 scatter shot there on the left side, and to take out the 1 air defense on the left side. We're planning on coming in with our Lalo. Change the color. Planning on coming in with our Lalo here on the 3 o'clock side of the base and wanting to send it in over here. There's going to be the most power in a Lalo when you drop your troops originally. That's where all the lava hounds are going to stay alive. The warden's going to be there. You'll have your spells, your warden ability for things to go sideways. And so I want them to come into the 1 remaining scatter shot sooner rather than later. But to really cut the path for them, we're going to put in some Sui heroes up here on the 12 o'clock side of the base. Make sure that we are taking out the enemy queen. And hopefully, it kind of depends on which way they'll walk, but we're wanting them to take out all of this, to take out the enemy heroes and to take out that air defense. That would be preferable. If they walk towards the left side air defense, that'll be okay too. We can adjust for that. But we're also going to put a single headhunter behind them as well. An enemy king and queen can be quite a lot to deal with for just your heroes, and so I'll drop a headhunter behind as well. And then really the last thing to worry about, there's some splash damage down here on the south side, the Tesla farm of course on the south side, but the champ is what I'm concerned about. If you've got balloons flying slowly over a royal champion and no plan to take it out, sometimes it can be pretty detrimental to your attack. And so I'm going to plan to drop my royal champ here on the bottom side, again with a headhunter behind. And so that should be sufficient in making sure that we take out the Tesla farm here, that we get into the enemy champ and take that out. The Infernos are single targeting for this back end, and so unless the Eagle artillery ends up being a big problem, we should be good to go. And at this point, you might be asking, well, Lionheart, what are you planning for the Town Hall? For a Zaplalo, you got a few different options, but for this attack in particular, planning on dropping a blimp at around the same time that I begin my attack, and that should go straight into, the Town Hall. And so as far as spells go, we're taking 3 hastes, and instead of a rage, we're going to request for 2 freezes. There's not a ton of DPS, except for, maybe that air defense that gets left up. But even within a single air defense, there's not going to be a ton of DPS that'll target the dragon and the balloons as they're over top of the Town Hall. So I can use 1 freeze on the Town Hall to make sure that it goes down, and then that saves me another freeze for my champ. And that's what I really want a freeze for instead of the rage, is to be able to freeze the single target Inferno as it might target the champ, maybe to freeze the enemy champ if they target each other, or to save it for this back end single target Inferno. So with 2 headhunters, with a single baby drag to funnel for my heroes, and then the rest of the army really being dedicated to Alalo, we're looking at 3 lava hounds and about 30 balloons. If those are deployed well throughout the base, it should be smooth sailing throughout it. So I haven't hit this base yet. We're going to go ahead and go into the attack. I don't think I'll record it live. That might be a little bit too stressful right now, but I'll show you guys the recording, see how it does. All right, so here we are coming in with the replay. You can see the army that I talked about is 3 lava hounds, 30 balloons, single baby drag, 2 headhunters. I've got the siege barrack selected, but I'm switching to the blimp here soon, and 9 minions to help clean up. It's always important to have a few minions in there, and so I'm dropping my zaps first, and some people like to drop them faster. I really take my time when I drop the zaps. I want to make sure that I don't mess them up. I dropped the 2 right on the sweepers, and then right where we had planned between the air defense, the clan castle, and that scatter shot. And so already there's a big hole in the base that's opened up, and then we start the Sui heroes up here. And you'll see it doesn't quite go according to plan at this point. There is the 1 Tesla. I knew that was there. I dropped the headhunter just a little bit early, which is disappointing, and the king takes out the headhunter. But my king has his ability and is able to breeze through both heroes. And then at this point, it looks like I was worried my heroes would walk outside towards these buildings, and so I dropped my baby drag over there. And every time you plan for your heroes, they like to walk in the opposite direction. So they start walking the other way. Lucky that the queen stays inside to take out that air defense, but already there's a bit of a change of plan with that air defense being left up. Need to target that pretty much immediately with a lava hound, so that my whole army eventually pads where I want it to. So I let my heroes do a little bit more work, expend the queen ability, and drop a line of balloons, but notice I'm saving about 20 of them. If you drop all of your balloons in one spot, you really have to have great haste value in order to get through the rest of the base. You're almost always going to get more value if you save most of your balloons and deploy them throughout the attack. But I've got 1 hound over on that air defense, actually 2 hounds on it, and then they're moving towards this one. I drop 1 haste to get that pack ready, and really to get my warden caught up with the rest of my army. The blimp is onto the town hall, and like we had talked about, there's really no DPS on it. I still use a freeze just to be safe, and I use the warden ability while the eagle artillery is coming down, while the scatter shot's still up, to keep as much alive as we can. And at this point, I still have 8 balloons in my pocket. I've dropped the champ down here with the headhunter, that little guy right behind, going into the enemy champ, and we're going into that last compartment. I freeze the single target Inferno and the enemy champ at the same time, really just out of precaution more than anything else. We've got 1 haste left and almost no splash defense, so I go ahead and put it down over that wizard tower because it's the last splash defense that we have. Still have the champ ability in my back pocket, and then 6 minions. I've already dropped a couple to clean up on the 3 o'clock side. End up having to expend the champ ability. Can't swag it on this hit, but that's all right. And then with so many balloons left alive, unfortunately that last lava hound even pops, so we've got a bunch of lava pups left for cleanup. This base was just crushed with this attack. Now, I'm not perfect at Zaplalo. Really, I would describe it right now as one of my weaker attacks. I've been practicing with it a lot, but it can be tough. But this just goes to show how a good plan on a base will destroy it. You know, whether you feel like you're skilled with the attack or not, a good plan against a base, well thought through, will be able to get the triple almost every time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps as you're planning your attacks, and if you want some more base identification videos, feel free to let me know in the comments. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.